My sheep hear my voice, and the stranger they will not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers.
Hi boys and girls, it's good to see you again. All thanks and praise to the Chief Shepherd. Today we have a lesson about salt. Do you know what salt is? Most of us know what salt is, but let's take a look at these pictures that remind us. Where have you seen this before? That's right, in the kitchen. You may have seen Mom and Dad using salt in the kitchen to cook. Let's watch a short video to see how salt is used for cooking.
And we need a large onion, a cup of water, and then you're going to need salt and pepper to the taste. I would say a teaspoon of salt.
For this recipe, we are going to need potatoes, and these potatoes were boiled and cooled. We have mayo. We also have some diced celery, diced onions, and of course, for that contrast, we have sweet relish, mustard, hard-boiled eggs, salt, and freshly ground black pepper. We're going to go in and we're going to add that salt. Of course, you're going to add as much salt as you want. Basically, salt to taste, but don't add too much salt. You feel what I'm saying? Don't add too much salt. Just add just enough to give it a nice flavor.
Did you see how salt was used in the food? It helps the food taste good. Do you know another way salt is used? Well, another way it's used is to make food last longer, which is called preserving food. Look at these pictures to see how the salt is used to preserve these meats. Look at the house. Inside the house it looks like this. Look at the salt on the meat. Look at the salt on the fish. That's a lot of salt, but it's used to preserve the meat to make it last longer. Alright boys and girls, let's watch a short video on how to preserve fish. Notice the man using the word preserving.
I got this Morton canning and pickling salt for preserving. I'm just going to put a thin layer in. There's baby cat.
What does salt do?
See that now the salt is going to draw out the moisture from the fish. So now I'm going to put a fish in there, a piece of fish in there on top, all right? And then I'm going to put a layer of fish. So I open these up. See, they're individually sealed.
Notice the amount of salt under the fish and watch how he puts the salt on top.
Now I've got a layer of fish. Okay, wipe my fingers off because I don't want to get fish all over. Now I'm going to put a layer of salt on top of the fish, and I want to put it pretty heavy. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is continue to layer the salt in the fish, and then I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to put it outside where it's cold again, obviously, so it'll stay safe, and just keep layering this on. I got a good layer of salt, and then I'll put another layer of fish here. Okay, I don't know how many I have, but I want to have enough salt to really suck out the moisture from this fish.
Let's hear what salt does to the fish.
And the salt is going to draw out the water from the fish and preserve it.
In these two videos, we find that salt is used to cook and preserve foods. Did you know that sea salt is good for the skin? Let's watch a short video on how it's made.
Hey y'all, I'm just going to be showing you how I make my sea salt scrub. And this is kind of what it looks like. I've used a lot of it. It's really easy to make.
Okay y'all, let's get started on our exfoliant. The materials that you will need are some sort of jar to hold your exfoliant in. I'm using a ball jar that I purchased from Target. You're going to need some pure honey, extra virgin olive oil, a lemon, natural sea salt, and you will also need a spoon for mixing. And just mix that in. This is what your scrub should look like. It does have a pretty thick consistency, but it's not too thick and it's not too runny. You see how easy that was? We're done. Now I'm just screwing the lid on, and now you have your sea salt scrub.
Isn't that amazing? We see that sea salt can be used to help our skin. Have you ever wondered where sea salt comes from? Sometimes it comes from deep in the earth. It sometimes comes from the ocean. In my country, Ethiopia, it comes from the top of the ground. Let's watch a video from Ethiopia to see how my people get salt from the ground.
How they figure out?
This is hard work, boys and girls. Women also help as well. Look how the camels carry the salt. Listen to the music from my country. Wasn't that interesting? Now, why do you think we learned so much about salt? Let's find out. The chief shepherd looks at his sheep as the salt of the earth. He says,
You are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless.
we are like salt with flavor. What good is salt if it has no flavor? Just as the salt has to work as much to preserve the meats, season foods, clean skin, and other uses, we also have to work as salt. Can you think of any work you have to do for the chief shepherd? It starts off by obeying our parents. As we get a little older, we have to learn to hear the chief shepherd to know what our purpose is as salt of the earth. One thing we have to do is tell others about our chief shepherd, the Heavenly Father. This will help to preserve others so that they may also hear the chief shepherd. The salt in Ethiopia has been there for many, many years. But did you see how the Ethiopian people went out and got the salt? Let's watch this short video again. The salt is very important to my people. Just as being salt of the earth is very important to the chief shepherd. Just as the Ethiopians went out and got the salt from the earth, the chief shepherd will one day come and get us, his sheep. The next time you see someone cooking with salt, cleaning their skin with salt, or preserving meat with salt, think about how important salt is. Now we know that being salt on this earth is even more important to our chief shepherd. Wasn't that interesting, boys and girls? Now we know that salt is very important and that we are very important too. Make sure to have your mom and dad read the Bible to you. Make sure to spend time praying and talking with the Chief Shepherd. This way, our salt does not lose its flavor. Alright, boys and girls, remember to obey your parents. See you next time. Bye!